I'm in Watkins, right? And I'm trapped at the light. Oh, Kara, you don't know what bad traffic is because you're not from downstate. Yeah, you know why I don't go downstate? Because I'm not a fool. Because downstate is mean because there's lots of traffic. It's far
It
worse than
is.
up here. But Watkins is terrible. Watkins is honestly terrible. So I'm stuck at this light. It's bumper to bumper traffic for a couple miles, right? Um, and this guy comes out of a gas station, turns left into the left-hand turn lane next to me, and it's a single lane road. Um, and the light turns green. Of course, we don't move. Light turns red again. Light turns green. We don't move because we're trapped. Light turns red. Light turns green. Finally, enough of a space is opened that the cars in front of me start moving. There's two cars in front of me. One car goes through the light. The second car, the car directly in front of me, starts to move forward. The guy in the left hand turn lane just starts immediately driving into our lane of oncoming traffic. He's just like, oh, hey, you know what? I know I'm in the left hand turn lane, but actually, I'm just going to turn right, but like not turn right, veer right into your lane and just insert myself into this backed up line of traffic. And he's like, so here's your choice to the car in front of me. You can stop immediately, or you can keep driving in your lane at the green light, which you have a right to do so. And if you do that, you will smash into me. It's your choice. I am not stopping. And obviously, the person in front of me, being a rational person, is like, well, of course I'm going to stop because I don't want to get into a car accident. So they do. Rightfully, they honk their horn. This motherfucker, who, by the way, Massachusetts license plate, get out of my state, tourist. Um, it's like, oh, I'm just going to drive 50 feet. Oh, and then I'm going to go into the left hand turn lane again and turn left. I just, really needed, to, like, be super unsafe so that I could, drive up into the Glen. So I can be a tourist. Oh, and I'm going to drink your wine, people of the Finger Lakes.
How do you feel about Boston?
How do I feel about Boston? Never been there, and I don't want to be.
Boston sucks.
So you've been to Boston.
Yeah, I have.
I have heard that Boston sucks. Counterpoint, all big cities suck.
True, but Boston sucks the most
Why?
because the Boston sports fans are not New York fans, and New York fans are the best because I'm a New York sports fan.
I need to, like, you need to join in, like, kinship with my father and my brother because they are New York sports fans.
Look,
They,
sports are great because you get to like hold illogical, irrational, die-hard biases for no reason at all.
we can't talk about sports. We're isolating our target audience.
What is our target audience?
The four people we're friends with who listen to this.
They
Most
don't
of
listen to it.
most or all of whom are gay, so,
Can't play sports if you're gay.
true. Unless you're oh, what's her name? Is it Megan Rapinoe? The US women's team
Oh, I think that there are a
player
lot of
does the
gay
scene.
women on the U.S. women's team.
All right, that's the one exception. Isn't it funny how,
Everyone,
like, isn't the US women's national team like, and then we should move away from sports because we'll isolate our target audience. Um which is me at 3 a.m. uploading this. The last years that we'll ever hear it. Isn't it funny how, like, that isn't the US women's national team like the best soccer team in the world?
Yeah.
like easily.
Well, the best. Hmm. Um. Yeah, like performance-wise, it's not close.
It's kind of crazy. Like soccer isn't nearly as big in our country as like it is in other countries, but it's like
Well,
we've
our
got
men's
like
team
the
isn't
best team.
great.
I know our
Our
men's
men's team
team
is
sucks.
fine. Well, they made it to like the quarterfinals. They actually don't suck, and they're a lot more popular.
I don't wonder why that is.
Yeah,
This
the
is
men's team isn't really that bad. They're just not as good as the women's team.
this is now a now a political podcast
Why does this have to be political?
because basic concepts like equal rights are politicized because people suck. Equal rights should not be a political concept.
What if Megan Rapinoe didn't have dyed hair?
You're
Do
right,
you
that
think that she
does
would have
make it
gotten
so much worse.
right? Yeah, I think that if she had like natural hair color, the like Fox News wouldn't have mentioned her name nearly half as.
You know, there is something about like
Dyed hair is
women
just so
women with dyed
Libby.
hair. Remember remember when The Last Jedi came out and everyone was like what a terrible movie, except there were a lot of people who are like it was a good movie. I for my part did like The Last Jedi. Um but there was a competition between all right, which character do we hate the most? Is it Rose or is it Admiral Holdo? People didn't like Rose because she provided um a an emotional, a more emotional character, and also she kind of took over, Finn's character plot for the role. Finn's character revolved around her, and I think people want it to revolve around uh Poe, Dameron, and Finn because everyone wants them to be gay or something. I, I'm ruining my own bit. The point is, I think that the reason people didn't like Admiral Holdo, the purple hair lady,
It's because she had purple hair.
it's because she had purple hair. I was hoping you would know what I'm talking about.
I don't, but Megan
Okay.
Rapinoe has purple hair.
Yes. You know
Who
what?
else has purple hair?
You know what I gotta tell you, and I think it might be an edgy teen girl phase thing. I'm not sure, but off and on for the past couple years, I've been like, I want to dye my hair purple, but not all of it. I want like take like a lock of hair, just have like a purple streak in my hair. I feel like that'd be fun.
You're kind of like my girlfriend. Lara was like not allowed to watch a lot of media until she was like 14. So she went through all her phases really late. Like she went through her MCR phase when she was 16.
I see.
So I think that you dyeing a lock of your hair purple is par for the course.
Except I never have dyed my hair. I'm probably not going to do it.
Yeah.
I don't have the
Well, if you don't
courage.
like it, you could just shave.
Oh yeah, I'll just shave off my hair. Yeah,
Well,
I'll,
you
I'll
want to
just
be a
do that.
star soccer player, right?
No, that sounds like hell. I hate soccer. Remember?
Yeah. Well, that's the whole point. That the soccer story was the the joke.
The soccer story hasn't been talked about in the I say these soccer stories if there are multiple. Hasn't been talked about in the podcast. The only thing we talk about with soccer is me saying the green eggs and ham thing.
Yep.
Alec, I know I've got to tell the story for this to make sense to everyone else. except for like our friend group who's been forced here like 5 times. But they're they look so bad. I can't get out of my head how bad they looked with their shaved heads.
I know,
I
I'm sure
can't.
that it was really bad.
I just can't get it out of my head because the bleach was still in the roots. So like there's no like bleach stubble on their heads after the crushing loss. I gotta tell you more high school and middle school stories. I gotta tell
You've told
you.
me a lot.
Yeah, but you claim that I'm an endless well, and there's always more stories. So clearly, I'll just you know, remember stories, obviously. And actually, I do have one. I don't know if, well, I shouldn't even bring it up if I'm not gonna do it now, but I will at some point, whether it's now or later. There's the legend of the fuck you Mario story. Did I ever tell you that one?
It rings a bell, but you probably told me a while ago because I don't really remember it.
All right, middle school technology class. Teacher's name, Mr. Ross. Hated by most students. Hated by the male students because they found him annoying and mean. Hated by the female students because they found him creepy and just slightly predatory. Um, he had a problem. He's an older guy, not too old, like later middle age, salt and pepper mustache. His hair, his face, and his mustache all combined to make him look an awful lot like Mario. Top it all
Oh
off,
no.
his name is Mr. Ross, so it sounds Italian. So long ago, I don't know, it was before my time. I don't know who the progenitor was, but long ago he was given the nickname Mario. And it stuck and was transferred from class to class like a parasite. Everyone called him Mario behind his back. And over time, he became aware of it. So by the time that my class rolls around, you take shop or technology or whatever you want to call it. I took it in 7th and 8th grade. I can't remember when this happened, if it was 7th or 8th grade. By the time I rolled around, he was well versed in the fact that his nickname was Mario. And he hated it. And if he got any glimpse, and he's heard anything, any indication that someone was calling him Mario, he'd kill him. Goomba stomp their ass.
Ground pound
He
him.
had a problem. He had a very big problem. There were 2 kids in my class. Tyler, and like my class and my shop class. Tyler Keach, Tanner Irwin. Tyler Keach has been in a surprising number of my stories that I've told you. Um, Come to think of it, he crops up, and I don't know why. But anyway, Tyler Keach and Tanner Irwin decide, you know what, we hate Mario, Mr. Ross. We're just gonna make his life hell. So they do everything they can to make his life hell. They purposely ask dumb questions. They toe the line between insubordination and not insubordination. They push him. They needle him. They cause trouble. We're building stuff and they'll, purposely mess stuff up. Mess up building. They're just screwing with him. And of course, they call him Mario. Now, the tech classroom was one of the biggest classrooms in the school. And you know what? Hold that thought.